welcome to the Top Shelf Dusters podcast. I am Amanda. We are back to discuss the beginning of the season, and we are joined with a special guest tonight. Jesse's out, thankfully, don't have to deal with him. So tonight we have Tyson in his place.
Hello, everyone. If you have Christmas decorations out, I'm severely disappointed in you.
And goodbye, Tyson. Sorry, we no longer need your services.
Thanks for my time.
We have Cass.
Why the hell did you introduce Tyson first? He's supposed to be introduced last. Amanda, this is why you're not allowed on the screen right now, because you can't figure out the simplest shit. Jesse, come back, please. We miss you already.
I have him in Jesse's
Nope.
spot, so he
I don't want to hear the excuses. Just introduce the next person.
You know what?
8-2 Canes. I know. I get it. Okay. Move on.
It's a fiery introduction.
I have the power. I can mute Cass tonight. This is wonderful.
Good, I'll go to bed. I'll go snooze right now. No one wants to see my ugly mug anyway.
And then finally joined with Ethan.
Finland isn't a real place. Any hockey that was played there, it was all in your head.
Perfect.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so we're gonna kind of recap October because we've been MIA for a bit, but we're back.
We already
We
got
are
our
back.
first fuck you of the night from Jesse, by the way.
Go do something else, Jesse. Jesus Christ.
So to start us off, let's talk some NHL news. This is what's happened so far. Some notable achievements have happened. Jake Allen, believe it or not, became the first NHL goalie to beat 33 NHL teams. That's such a weird stat that other goalies might have not ever have a chance to actually do. Because by the time another goalie would get close, there's going to be more than 33.
Ooh,
That's what I think.
Shay.
What?
Has he only ever played for? He's with the Devils now, isn't he?
Devils. He played with Montreal. He was
St. Louis.
St. Louis's guy
St. Louis,
before
okay.
Bennington.
Yeah, that's right. Okay,
Um,
that's right. I forgot. Yep.
But yeah, so good job, Jake Allen. And then something we won't talk about it much. It's just something we're going to be on the lookout. Ovechkin, he is on the goal watch. He's 35 goals from tying Wayne Gretzky. And so far, he's keeping the pace of 2 goals per.
He's officially down to 34 because he scored against the Hurricanes tonight.
Oh, they're playing tonight. I didn't.
In a losing effort, Tom. In a losing effort, Tom. They lost.
He's scoring like 2 goals per 6 games. Three games for 1 goal. I think something like that. I don't know.
Gonna happen.
He looks
this
good.
year. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And my dumbass was like, "No, it won't happen this year."
It'll be shocking if he does it this year, but it's not.
Well, at the rate he's playing, it doesn't. I mean, it wouldn't be at the rate he's playing. I mean, he's playing really, really good hockey to start the season off. I mean, it's a long season, so we'll see what happens. But if he maintains the pace, I think he can, because he's got 1 more year left on that contract with the Caps.
Yeah, he'll do it with the Caps for sure.
So he could probably push that number pretty high, honestly.
In 10 games, he's had 6 goals already, so it's not a bad start that he's on.
Yes, Cass.
Called it.
Anyone? I'll take this one too. Nikolaj Ehlers. He broke the record for most points by a Danish-born player in the NHL with 474 points. Which, I mean,
Who did he beat? Does anyone know?
I don't even know if I could name another Danish hockey player. I'll be realistic with you.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Who was on your team, Tyson? The third most is on your team.
Really?
Really.
Right now?
Right friggin' now.
Sidney Crosby
just as much as
Freddie Anderson. How can you not?
He's Danish?
Lars Eller.
Okay, Lars Eller. He's had a hell of a season so far, too.
Nikolai Ehlers passed Franz Nielsen for most by a
Franz
Danish player.
Legendary.
I would have thought he was
Franz
Swedish.
And Oliver Bjorkstrand is 4th, and Michael Bodker is 5th. That's about
That's
it. That's all we
it's
care
kind of
about.
like Latvian players, weirdly enough. I mean, you'd think a European country like that, they probably have more of them, but Latvia it's similar. Not many from there.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
anyways, congrats
their
to him.
Olympic team's gonna suck. So,
Anyone?
speaking about sucking, San Jose Sharks have now become the first team in NHL history to lose their first 9 games in back-to-back seasons.
Has anybody watched much Sharks hockey this year? I know they play late, but
Call it the Shark Tank for a reason because
yeah, they are definitely fucking tanking.
I have watched some. I mean, like we played the Sharks, and
Why?
I've watched some of the late night games. To be honest, they're not as bad as what it sounds like.
Oh no, they're really fun to watch. Actually, I mean, it's weird. I mean, even guys like Granlund is like contributing to that team, but it just seems like towards the end of it, they can't lock it up, and then they lose. So I don't know. It's gonna be bad for them. I think for the next couple of years for sure.
Yeah.
What a
being
record.
Barclay Goodrow and getting sent there on waivers just
From
to
the
suffer through
Rangers.
it all the time.
Oh,
Unreal. Greer is a shithead. Anyway,
congratulations to the San Jose Sharks on a record.
Buffalo Sabres are in the news
For something
for nothing
positive.
good. For
No,
nothing
this is
good.
kind of cool. No, this is kind of cool.
Yeah. Is it 2 points?
No,
It's not
no.
cool.
It's not that cool.
Tage Thompson has recorded the hardest shot in a game in NHL history since they started tracking it at 104.69. Yeah, buddy.
Nice.
Oh.
Could
Chara's
you
still the
imagine
best
getting
at
hit
that.
with? Could you
Yeah, that
imagine
would
getting
suck.
hit with that? Holy hell!
No.
I would be wearing a full cage at any point in my NHL career if I knew how to skate.
Didn't Shea Weber have the record, but it was like at an All-Star game?
Excuse me.
Zara, I
Second
know.
F word. Fuck you. Did you say Zara?
Zadino.
I'm gonna
Zara.
hang up. I'm gonna hang up on you.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking of multiple things at once.
Jesse,
Wait,
hop
I know
on.
he had it, but Weber, I thought beat him.
No. Weber had second. He came close and they let him shoot again. Chara has the hardest shot.
Tyson, I think it's only best that you take the last point.
108.8, motherfucker.
Oh, dang.
That's too many F words for this show. Okay. Anyway,
You'll get over it.
Marc-Andre Fleury played his last game in Pittsburgh with the Minnesota Wild. The reception that he received from Pittsburgh was pretty impressive. I think a lot of people still have a lot of love for Fleury and all that he's done. He's still the winningest goalie we have. Weirdly enough, has the most games won in our current barn, and Tristan Jarry's not anywhere close. But really great evening for Fleury. I got to see a lot of the video between him and Letang with Malkin and Crosby as well. And it's clear the city still's got a lot of love for Fleury. There were a lot of jerseys and signs and things like that. So it was a cool night. Other than the fact that they lost.
I was going to say, the one thing I really liked that I saw was they got a bag kicked out of them 5-3. So that was good.
So after that game, I was like salty because all the people are like cheering Fleury's name. And it's like, where the team's at right now, I get the love for Fleury, but like, you're cheering for a loss in the barn when we really, really fucking need
Yay,
one.
we
So,
suck.
it's tough sledding for Penguins fans right now, and I think a lot of them are, I don't want to say fair weathered, but they definitely they're used to a winning culture and having it the last 19 years or 18 years or however long it's been. It's going to be hard for people, and everybody's really hard on the Penguins, and they should be, but I don't know what we could do to change that. So anyway, congrats to Marc-Andre Fleury on his career. That's awesome.
Do you think, I feel like we've talked to you about this, but do you think he signs like a one-day deal and retires a Penguin?
Yeah, I think he will for sure. Especially a night like tonight, whenever he's seeing, or not tonight, that night, whenever he played his last game, where people are seeing how much love the city still has for him. The organization welcomed him. They all went in and played pranks on him in the Wild locker room. He went in and played pranks on people. And I think he's got such a love for the city that it's only natural for him to officially retire as a Penguin.
That's nice. After
Pretty
kicking
cool.
him to the curb for Matt Murray, they pretend to love him again. That's great. You think they're going to retire his number and bring it full circle and pretend to be like we loved you all along? Come back
We
to us,
just
please.
okay. Well, first of all, we had the same issue with Yager, and we literally just retired his number, so I don't see it happening anytime soon for Fleury. But
Maybe Vegas.
yeah, maybe Vegas, where he really cut his teeth.
You know, speaking about shitty goalies, let's move on.
Well, hold on.
Unless Amanda has anything to
Okay.
add.
Okay.
Hang on. Amanda's got a point.
Yeah. Well, no. Tom had a question for you, Tyson. Do the Penguins have many top tier prospects close?
I mean, I would still consider Joel Blomqvist a prospect. We've got a guy, I forget what his name is. He's doing pretty well. I mean, Jari's in the network right now, but just with
The
this
prospect because he's in the
Wow.
AHL.
I mean, his conditioning stint's going well. He's 3-0.
He's going to be good soon. He's almost ready.
No, I don't think he's going to be ready. It's unfortunate. I for a long time I was not on the Jari's the problem bandwagon, but now I am. But we still see it with Nedeljkovic and Blomqvist in the net that our defense is dog shit. I mean, we're slow. We give up slots, and we're just a mess. But no, we don't really have any prospects coming up, and that's the unfortunate part of being such a great and successful team for so long. Tom, thanks for your question.
All right, let's get back to the crappy goaltenders.
To pick up what Cass was talking about, he was going to segue talking about Swayman something, but instead I'm going to supersede him and talk about Jake Ottinger. Great goalie.
Didn't Swayman just have a shutout tonight?
Swayman just had a shutout, so not good timing for you.
I think the Dallas Stars put like a whopping on Swayman.
I'm pretty sure the Dallas Stars lost
in
2
Boston.
games
In Boston.
How did they play in
in
Finland?
Finland.
How did they play in Finland?
Where? What is Finland?
Didn't they play over in Finland?
I don't think
they
Finland's
did.
a
They got
real
spanked
thing.
Both, so that's why he said it.
This is a fictional
they got
place. Anyways, Dallas did extend Jake Ottinger to what everyone is calling the Swayman deal, the 8 by $8.25 million contract. And I'm super happy because when Swayman signed his, I was sitting here saying, please do the same thing, because when Shesterkin signs his contract, this 8 by 8.25 is going to be a steal. And it's the same for Swayman. That's what I said too.
So do you feel like the term's perfect for you guys at 8 years? I mean,
it's the perfect time to sign that type of deal. That's what I would say.
After a couple of years of cap hit going up, it's going to look pretty sweet, I would think.
I think after next summer with Shesterkin, if he demands, I mean, he rejected a 12, right?
11,
12 million?
8 times 11, 88 mil.
Yeah, it's
That's
just
crazy.
going to.
That's crazy.
Imagine
I'm not
the
saying he's not worth that type of
dumb
money,
idea.
but holy shit.
Yeah. So, speaking of New York, they did also extend Alexis Lafreniere.
Alexis Lafreniere, yeah.
Lafreniere. To a 7-year deal. The structure is interesting, but the total contract is worth $52.15 million. It's something like on year 5 or year 6, the annual value goes down, something like that.
So I gave Jesse some shit about this, and he likes the deal as a Rangers fan, but I feel like I personally, and I don't watch, religiously Rangers hockey. I just don't know that term seems weird to me. It seemed long because I don't know. This last deal he had was a bridge deal, and it just seems like he's now kind of stepping into form, but is that going to be consistent for him? I don't know. He hasn't really shown a lot as a Ranger up until the last couple of years, and I think that's a long term to put him on, but
I think
apparently Rangers fans like it.
I think long term for Rangers players is scary.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like it's been not a revolving door like Vegas's goalies, but just like it's like a new cast every few years. And I don't know. I think Jesse would agree with that. He was a fan of it.
He liked it. I argued with him. I was like, I feel like, and maybe I got my years mixed up, but I thought last year he was really slow to start and then really stepped into the playoffs. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. He seems to be playing pretty well so far this year. He's got, 3 or 4 goals so far?
Yeah.
Keep more than that, I think. But, I mean, yeah, I don't know. That long term just seemed interesting to me for him. 5, okay. But that 7 years just seemed crazy. Maybe I'm wrong, but I hope I'm right.
I agree.
Actually.
I agree. It's scary. It's scary. It could go
Mhm.
really well, but it seems like a big risk, big reward. Yeah. Does anyone else want to talk about the Vegas Golden Trash?
They
I mean,
just
I don't
beat
have
the
much to
Stars.
say.
Is that why you're salty again?
The Vegas Golden Knights extended Shea Theodore to a $7.425 million contract. I think that's a pretty good contract. I mean, maybe Shea's getting up there in age, but he seems to play well with Vegas. I think he's really kind of found his identity as a player in that locker room. So they seem to like the guy. I don't talk to a lot of Vegas fans, but I don't know what the feed is on that one.
There were rumors they were going to deal him this last offseason.
And maybe they still will.
Yeah.
It's like a big contract, but
Well, let's see. And then the last big signing was St. Louis. They extended Alexei Torpachenko with a 1-year deal, $1.75 million for the 1 year. So that's it for signings. We did have 2 big trades. Detroit, they traded Ali Mata to the Utah Hockey Club in exchange for a 2025 third-round pick.
he actually played really well in his first game against who he played against, but with Utah, he at least had an assist, and maybe I don't think he scored a goal, but he looked good on the ice for as far as he's been. I mean, he kind of washed out in Pittsburgh, and I think was kind of a average player in Detroit, but good for him.
And like Utah, they're hurting. Dursey's probably their big guy that's out.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be out for a couple weeks, I believe, if not more.
Yep.
Yeah, they've been getting destroyed with injuries on that back end, so makes sense for them to kind of pick something up and
He's a good defensive player, so I mean he'll make sense for the time being. Does he stay the roster once everybody starts getting healthy? Like, same. I mean, where is he right now? Probably second defensive pairing, third defensive pairing.
That's a good question. I want to see what his minutes are. Someone else want to talk about the other one?
Cass, you love Toronto. Why don't you go for it?
Oh, the Maple Leafs traded Timothy Liljegren, San Jose, so San Jose could tank even more. And in exchange, Toronto got Matt Benning, a 2025 third rounder, and a 2026 sixth rounder. They'll get the 2 third rounders that San Jose had. This is, from what I understand, this is basically just a salary dump for Toronto,
Which they need.
And they still suck. So that's good.
Both teams suck.
Win for
That's
me.
Great.
Yeah.
They've got Mata playing. Going back to the Utah one. He played 22 and 20 minutes in his first 2 games. That's top pair.
That's top defensive pairing. Yeah. Does he bump down to second when Dursey comes back?
Yeah, probably. But then someone else is going to get the boot.
Make depth.
Yeah. Moving right along. Injury report. There's been a lot. There's been a lot of injuries. We're not going to talk about all of them, but here are some notable ones. New York Islanders, Anthony Duclair. He's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks from when he got injured. New York.
Along with him, Matt Barzal and Adam Pelech are both out the same 4 to 6 weeks.
Holy
So,
shit.
to be an Islander fan right now. They got nothing. Oh, Patrick
Yeah,
Waugh. Whoa.
That puck management just got a lot worse. Holy shit. That's a big hit. That's last, 3 days, 4 days?
Yeah, and they really did hurt. 5-2 was their final against the Rangers. Yikes.
Jeez.
That's a division where you can't lose games that you need to win. You know what I'm saying?
Especially not games against the Rangers.
It's the Islanders, it's the Capitals, it's on a lesser degree the Penguins. Those are the 3 teams who are trying to get into the playoff spot in those divisions. I think the other 3 are pretty solid. But yeah, it's not a good thing for that team.
One that I put, this was a while ago, but Kent Johnson from Columbus, he's out and Dean Evison said that it's not going to be a short-term injury. So I don't know if details have come out on that one. Amanda could probably check that.
Real
But-
quick, Jesse says the New York Islanders barely know how to score with those guys, let alone without them.
Jesse doesn't know what he's talking about, okay? That's why he took a week off. He just couldn't handle the pressure of being on the podcast and getting crapped all over. So, Jesse, we miss you. Come back, please. We're sick of Amanda. Thank you.
We don't need you, Jesse. It's
Oh.
all good.
Dang it, I thought she was muted.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on. McJesus, Connor McDavid decided to take 2 to 3 weeks off so the team could really figure out how much they actually need him before they have to pay him a new contract. They're calling it an ankle injury. I think he's just sitting out until he gets a new contract.
The
It's
hip
like-
was kind of gross, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
I
think
didn't
so.
see how the ankle goes, but he slid into the boards pretty hard. I mean, maybe he's really injured, but yeah, they're going to be screwed without him. Not that he's really not playing well the first part of the season.
Well,
That-
they started rough as well. The whole team.
It's that whole Stanley Cup hangover without the Stanley Cup.
I think it's the Jeff Skinner thing.
Yeah, he's not quite to form yet.
No,
I
I'm just
think
saying
that
it's.
he's
I
still-
think it's his curse. It's the Jeff Skinner curse.
Oh, I see.
The
that.
Oilers-
Isn't it
the
the Oilers
are going to miss the playoffs. Oh.
Colorado. They also had a big one. Ross Colton. He was put on the IR for a broken foot. Going to be out 6 to 8 weeks. But they do have some players coming back, which again is one of the most interesting storylines to me. Nichushkin, he's gonna be back.
He's eligible
And
to
then-
be back. I know that. He
Uh,
has to go to Bettman and get approval,
but again, it's like no one's covering that story. It's crazy.
I
What's
bet you
crazy-
when November 12th rolls around and the date actually comes, it'll be talked about
It'll
a
be,
little bit
yeah.
more. People want to respect the private. It's a delicate situation because of what happened. It's his second or third time in the program, so it's.
I don't know. He made it a pretty
something
public
kinda-
situation. I feel like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
2 years in a row.
in the
But
playoffs.
I don't know. Colorado is struggling as it is anyway, and I don't know about you, but my fantasy team is showing me that Ross Colton is pretty well all of their offense right now, along with Cale Makar. So I don't know that Colorado's got a lot to look forward to the next 6 to 8 weeks without him. And that's a weird thing to say. I never really thought that Ross Colton would be one of those guys on the roster, but he is right now.
Hopefully, Colorado doesn't have too much to look forward to for the next 6 to 8 years.
I would say that. Yeah, for sure.
Well, within the next 6 to 8 years, Landeskog's gonna be back. Probably
Landeskog's going
around
to retire
year
before
7, year
then.
8. You know.
He's gonna go his whole 8-year contract without playing one game and make however many sheets he was. Yeah, it's just
But-
wild.
The
Is that
interesting
worse?
thing.
Go ahead,
What?
Ethan. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna throw out. Right now their current cap space is 7.2 million. Nichushkin's gonna take up 6.13 of that.
So
Then
you can't have both.
at Colton Ross, he's 4 million.
Who?
So you can't have both. Or
Ross Colton.
Ross
Thank
Colton.
you.
Reading the names.
Yeah, like to
Drew
that
and
point,
2.5.
they don't have enough space to bring all these guys back. So what I was gonna ask is the Landeskog situation worse than what it was for like the Canadians with Carey Price? Because they're still eating Carey Price's salary, but
Well,
mean-
Colorado's still adamant that he's coming back.
when's the last time he played a game? Was that 22? 21?
Stanley Cup final.
Was his last game?
21.
So that's 3 years removed. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope he comes back. I mean, he's a great player. I love watching him play, and it sucks that he's in the situation that he's in, but that's tough for Colorado right now.
I mean, I think if I'm not mistaken, if he wants to collect some of that money on that contract, he can't retire. Because if he retires, he doesn't get that money. So his choice is to stay on LTIR for however many years to collect the money and get paid, even though he's hurt and he will never play again. And they
But
might have to play the game to get it. That's just essentially what they're doing with Carey Price. He's
that's
never
just
going
what I
to
was
play
getting ready to
again.
say. No,
he
but
has
they're
to.
he has to stay on
too.
there. He can't retire, otherwise he doesn't get paid. And that's, I mean, as a fan, that's hard to watch because I'm not saying the players don't deserve that money. Obviously they do, but it sucks because now you've got a guy that your team really needs and you can't use them. So it's hard as a fan to watch.
2029. That's when he becomes a UFA.
Holy shit.
Imagine if he went the whole contract without playing, and then he becomes a UFA, and someone signs him and he lights it up.
It would
Surely the Avalanche can do something to protect themselves a little bit with that money, right? Like
I feel like he's always out on the ice skating and almost ready.
I mean, the only thing it's costing is the owners. It's not costing you know what I mean, per se. If he's on LTIR, the only thing it's costing is the owner. It's not going against the team anyway.
Yeah, but if you can dump the contract
He
and not have
just
to play
takes
the
one of
game
their
anymore.
LTIR things. Yeah, but
sucks.
Unlike the Pittsburgh Penguins, where they just want to dump their players to franchise expansion, doesn't seem like Colorado wants to do that right away.
Well, that just means we had good players people wanted.
Does it?
I mean, we won back-to-back
Really?
Stanley Cups. You tell me, Cass.
On Matt Murray's back, and then you dump Marc-Andre Fleury. Unreal.
I don't agree.
Matt Murray.
If I went back in time, I did agree with that move, just because he was young. But like obviously I don't agree with that today.
Jeez, more you know.
Things of agreeing or not agreeing. There was one super big hit that Amanda has a video for, and it's.
Make sure it's the right video, Amanda.
No,
Achari.
Achari. It's Achari. Let's
you
not.
Can call him,
Noel.
You can call him Cookie if you want.
From Johnston, Rhode Island.
Noel Cookie.
From where I grew up.
Dude's built like a freaking fridge, too.
Amazing.
Did not see that on first blush.
He was not suspended.
Doesn't deserve
You don't think so?
Amanda, where's that video? Jesus Christ, what's taking so long?
I'm watching it right now. You don't think he deserves to be suspended?
There it is. I got it. Hold on.
Excuse me.
Why?
Look at the shoulder. I mean, he gets up there.
Showing you just how here it is a real
I
did not see that on first blush.
I could see it go both ways. I can.
Excuse me.
I see some things that are like no action expected against Achari. I see people in the Montreal bubble screaming for his head on a pike. So like, where the Canadians are at right now, I get that. I mean, if they lose Slavkovsky, they're screwed. I mean,
I feel like he puts himself
already.
Such a vulnerable position all the time. I feel like he's always getting blown up.
Well, and he's skating into that, like, whoa, and arm out, like it's his first time on a rink.
So good job, Amanda, with the video. Great work. We have to positive reinforce her.
The one thing I would say in Achari's credit on this hit is that his skates never leave the ice. You know what I mean? Like, that's one thing he's got on his side in that hit.
I think we've seen dirtier hits. Not get suspended.
I watch Jacob Trouba do it all the time.
Maybe because
yeah, Tom Wilson would have got thrown out of the league.
Well, because everyone knows
actually got a $5,000 fine for that hit. On the plus side, seeing Amanda knows how to do the videos, we don't need Jesse anymore. So after he drops another F word to us.
That's a pinned one for some reason. I don't know why that chat's pinned.
Oh, I pinned that. Just so we can keep on degrading ourselves, and we know that Jesse appreciates us just as much.
Oh man!
Another one that happened throughout October. Hathaway. I don't remember this one. Someone else posted this one, but Hathaway, he was fined $5,000 for elbowing. Who? I don't know.
You have video?
No, we don't.
A fact checker, Amanda, can you tell us who he hit?
I think she's the one who posted this news.
No, it was posted by someone else, but I found the video. It was. because it was the Flyers. Garnet Hathaway fined for hitting Joel Erickson of the Wild.
Well, I'm here to tell you that that fine probably is way too low because fuck the
That's
Flyers.
facts.
And
And I'm here to tell you that it definitely was Amanda who posted that news.
No, I found the video. Thank you.
Hathaway should be on probation and have to do community service for that hit.
But the big issue for that one was the fact that Erickson Ek had already in the game previous to that had gotten hit, so he was already super tender, like in the nose, and so like this was a very blatant like, hey, I know you're injured. I'm going
That's
for
so
you.
hard to prove. Gosh, that's soft.
The video is pretty.
No, it's not.
You should have known. My nose was so
Puppy shit
tender.
soft.
How dare you? Yeah, I don't know. But the NHLPA, they do have their player assistance program. I call that a win, and I think this is a win. Yes, okay. I think this is also a win. The NHLPA, they've announced a new CTE advisory committee. Good. Why did it take so long? But good.
Ooh, let me go into this for a little bit. So Marty Walsh is a former mayor of Boston. Then he left us and joined Biden's cabinet. And then he quit that and became the head of the Players Union. I think he's doing a very good job as the head of the Players Union. This is the third or fourth thing he's done that I've been like, not bad, Marty. I'm glad I held up that sign for one day for you because I was forced to. But, I mean, this is groundbreaking when you look at how much CTE stuff is associated with the NHL and all these hits. You know, besides the NFL, I would say the NHL is the sport that's affected most by this, and it's good to see they're actually going to be putting some money and some research behind it to try and associate and figure it out. Why are we talking while I'm talking, Amanda? So
And Amanda figured it out.
it's a good thing to see work around and go from there.
Oh my god. No, I think this is a really good thing, but like to Ethan's point, why did it take so long? Because hockey, I mean, we still have guys that don't wear visors. You know what I'm saying? And like,
Four.
but to the point, I feel like there's none of this stuff was really taken seriously in the NHL, and players like Sidney Crosby suffered massive concussions throughout his career, and realizing, and I maybe people didn't notice it because I didn't. I just assumed that the NHLPA had something in place for that type of stuff, and I was kind of shocked to find out that it's just now coming out and becoming a thing.
I think, as far as recognition of it's all becoming awareness, right? The NFL started taking it serious because more people became aware of it. Same for the NHL, I would say. But the makers, Bauer, CCM, Easton, Reebok, all these makers of helmets, they know the testing that goes through it. Why are they not talking about it? Why didn't they bring this idea up? We want people to buy our helmets.
I'll tell you.
Asnos.
The only reason why they started putting money into it and getting concussion spotters and stuff like that was because they were getting sued.
Yeah.
From former players who were claiming they had side effects from getting blasted. Daniel Carcillo and a bunch of other players. People dying associated with CTE symptoms. So that's why now in NFL games you have concussion spotters. NHL games, they pull you out. You go on the protocol. It's all related to money.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Done.
You would think, though, a sport where, you're supposed to, you allow guys, you have penalties for fighting, you would think a sport like that would maybe take it a little more seriously than they have.
Well, I don't know that MMA fighting has CTE. Maybe they do. I don't know. I've never heard of it.
Couldn't tell you. I guarantee
UFC,
those guys get
CTE.
concussions.
Yeah.
Have you heard them talk? I know they get
But to wrap up the news portion, some other news: the Four Nations jerseys were leaked. No, I guess unveiled, not leaked. and Amanda has a graphic of them. And
Come on,
I
Jesse
think they're
Jr.,
clean.
pull it up.
It's already going. Thank you.
Jesse Jr.
Make sure you.
What do
mute
you
the
guys think?
microphone before you yell at those kids?
I feel like USA's is like a standard. I mean, I feel like when you say USA hockey, that's a jersey you picture. I think Canada's is kind of terrible though.
The
Really?
face on the USA jersey is disgusting.
You don't like it?
Yeah, Austin Matthews' mug is
Oh.
disgusting.
But the jersey itself.
Jersey itself is fresh. I don't really like the Canada one. I mean, it's like they literally copy and pasted a red maple leaf and then they wrote Canada inside.
Yeah, I don't like the lines behind it. The lines behind it kind of remind me of that Winnipeg Air Force jersey they do, where the lines are kind of awkward. I figured they'd probably just say Canada across it and call it a day, but
I wish the U.S. jersey had some sort of stars on it. I'm not gonna lie, stars and
Yeah.
stripes and all that.
See,
But-
I would bet between those two, I bet Canada's jersey looks way different for the Olympics, but the
Oh, yeah.
US jersey will look
The same.
very close to this.
the same.
Between the two,
Yeah.
I bet USA wins.
I think Sweden's got the
They
best
have
looking
goalies.
jersey there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty standard. I feel like for a Sweden jersey compared to like some of
No.
the stuff we've seen in the Olympics and things like that. But
I'm not especially keen on those armbands on the Sweden jersey.
At least
and,
they're
like,
not trying to connect to anything.
Yeah, that's true. Like the Canada jersey.
And
And
then,
then-
Finland's just makes everyone ask, what's that mean?
So, yeah,
It's a clean jersey though. I think
is.
I think Finland's is probably the best. Sweden's is the best. Finland's is after, and then USA, Canada. However you want to do
where did
that.
Ethan go?
He's playing a prank. There he is.
I'm looking
Oh.
at them.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is Finland the one with the lion on the jersey?
Yeah.
I wish they blew that motherfucker.
Just put a big
right
patch
up-
on it,
right
yeah.
on the middle. Done.
Forget the Swami. Just boom. Crest.
Yeah.
That's kind of like. Did you guys see Kenya joined the International Ice Hockey Federation?
It did.
No.
Their jerseys are sick. I don't know if we can show it, but they're super cool. They got all black and they got like red and green. And there's like,
Amanda's
this big
pissed
tribal
because
thing.
you're supposed to ask for that stuff beforehand.
I didn't think
But-
about it. We didn't forgot.
Who would have
You know-
thought
you
Just
of
know what-
hit me. It's a really clean jersey, but it's kind of surprising to see a country like that hit IHF.
Yeah.
You struggle with that. And
I wanted to make sure I
appreciate
got the right amount of stuff in there.
Surely they're going to just only play away games.
I don't
That's
know.
what I'd guess.
it. That I dropped an F word and Facebook already muted
There's
it out.
there's Nigerian princes and Kenyan princes over there that are getting money together to build an ice rink.
And I supported them.
We're supposed to get dividends back on it. He
Yeah,
swore
I'm
he would
still
give it to
waiting.
me. Well, they haven't built it yet.
One last little piece of news. Formenton filed a $20.5 million lawsuit against his former agent, Wade Arnott, and Newport Sports. Yeah, that's Newport. Newport Sports. And Amanda, I think, were you the one who posted about this?
Yes.
Is there
Are
more
you
to it?
certain?
Did you? I didn't get a chance to read the article.
Give me 1 second and I'll pull it back up.
Uh,
Asking a lot of me tonight.
I'm sorry.
Really gone off the rails here today.
How much more fun we have without Jesse. It's Jesse.
Why do you have that? Why do you have that?
I went to a Flyers game. It was $5. Come on, how can you resist? I just wish. I
Alright.
just wish his belly moved like he does in real life. It'd be great. Yeah, $5. Oh, my
alright.
Ames popcorn bucket up there that hopefully I don't have to wear in 9 months.
Yes, you will.
6
It's
months.
going to
I don't
be
think
I get that the second.
wonderful. So
I will be chomping on popcorn the whole podcast.
Oh,
But go
this
ahead.
is the same guy who's part of the
Yes,
2018.
exactly.
guys.
He's part of the Team Canada.
S-
stuff
SA
Sexual
people.
assault
going
case.
on, lawsuits.
Yeah.
He's a bad guy.
Yeah, so he is
Allegedly.
suing for the income lost in 2022-23 and then 2023-2024 season, plus future income because of their misconduct.
So it's their fault.
Yeah.
So basically, he's saying
what
he's
what part
innocent
did they
and it's
play?
their
What
fault.
part did they play in the essay that he is accused of?
Right. So he wants 20 million and then a further $500,000. Um, so it's going to be interesting to see what comes of this. He's the
Was
I
he?
only
hope
one
Did
they
he
so
sue
have?
him
far.
back.
Did he
He's
have an
probably just
NHL
hoping that they
contract?
settle for $5 million and just walk away.
Did he have an NHL contract? I don't even know who this
Yeah,
guy
he
is.
was
All I
playing
know
on the
is the Canada
Senators.
thing.
Oh.
Well,
But they are not allowed to. They don't get paid until this whole thing ends.
they shouldn't.
Which why?
But
That's
let's
your
let's
agent's
let's
fault.
look at this from a
Apparently, he was given bad
justice
advice.
standpoint. Innocent until proven
Oh,
guilty. We all know they probably did it, but the
yeah.
fact that they shouldn't get paid, I don't know.
So then he's proven innocent, and then the franchise back pays him.
Yeah, so this whole thing is
They don't
just
have
the
a contract.
fact that the Senators offered Formenton a 1-year deal after his qualifying or after his entry level deal expired. On the advice of his agents, they opted to say no, like you're going to get more, is basically what they told him.
What agents do.
Exactly. And
And so
and
now
then
he's saying, "Well, you didn't tell me that they were going to find out what I did
well, no,
that night in Canada. Why didn't you tell me that?" What an idiot.
Yeah.
Which excuse did he have? They all gave stupid excuses. Let's see if I can find it.
oh, geez. Here we go.
Gosh, it's dumb. While I look for that, what's been the most shocking thing to you guys this season?
Bruins blowing biscuits for the first 8 games of this season. Not happy. Amanda, mute yourself right now. Don't even
wait.
start.
You can keep bashing the Bruins, but I did find it for Fermenton's excuse for not attending the pretrial hearings. He's learning to operate excavators and skid steer loaders and rollers.
He was the one who gives construction a bad name. Got it. Understood. Okay.
All right, so you're upset at the Bruins.
I am in love with what the Bruins have been doing, especially with the Canes beating them so soundly the other night.
Oh my god.
I'd hate to be a Bruins fan. I had to bring that one back up. Jesse said his biggest surprise is that the Avs suck, and I don't know why that's a surprise.
He also said "fuck you." Nope, that was pinned. Just kidding. Never mind.
My biggest surprise, honestly, and maybe it shouldn't be, is how well Winnipeg's played. I mean, 11-1 right now is insane for them, and it's just crazy to me that a team's playing so well. And I don't know how serious the discussions are, but what are the odds that we have the Winnipeg Jets in 5 years?
Stop finger fucking your microphone. It's making noise.
If the Winnipeg Jets don't win a Stanley Cup here soon, what are the odds that we still have them in the next 5 years?
Well, we're gonna have more teams in the league, so it's probably not gonna go too well for them.
Yeah, I think they'd have to crash and burn real fast to lose their team, because if the expansion teams happen before they crash and burn again, they're not leaving.
I mean, I'll kind of go twofold. Like, A, I'm surprised on how well Minnesota's doing.
Yep.
Come out of the gate hot. And B, I'll say, I cannot believe Nashville sucks as bad as they do right now.
I was getting ready to say that too.
I don't think Nashville can believe it.
Yeah, that's crazy. That was last time I was on the podcast. I was sitting here talking about how great Nashville was going to be and how they're powering up and all this other stuff, but they have not looked like the team I expected them to be at all.
Yeah, the Central Division outside of Chicago, St. Louis, Utah, it's upside down from what I thought.
Is anybody surprised at how well Utah's actually been playing?
No, I think they're a good team, and they've found a way to get their fans hyped when they play at home.
So is it basically just the fact that they had an ownership group that was making them play in a college arena and just basically didn't support them the way an ownership group should? Like, is
Well,
that
I
really
think-
what the factor was for them?
I also think Sergachev and Jersey makes a big difference on that team.
Well,
Yeah.
Jersey played for the Coyotes.
Did he?
100%. He was on my
Mhm.
fantasy team.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, is that why he lost?
But he's I don't know. Like, think about it. Think about playing. Okay, so here in Dallas, we have our beer leagues, right? And there's one rink that you get to play in like an arena atmosphere.
Roll them all.
Oh man, it's just, even though it's just beer league, it's so
Right.
exciting to play there because
Right.
it looks cool. Whereas when you're just playing in the rinky-dink areas, it's not as cool. So I think that actually plays a big part of their success at home. They haven't been a bad team. They've just been a beat down morale team. Yeah.
So I watched that opening night game, and I've watched several home Utah games, and that arena is absolutely electric. I mean, they get shit on for like the seats, but like all the things that they're doing are the right things. We talked about it before with their concession prices and that type of thing, and that barn is buzzing whenever they're playing. It's crazy.
I'm stoked. I'm stoked to be there the start of December. It's
Oh,
going to be
you're
funny if
going?
I'm the guy coming back and I'm like, it's not that great.
No, it wouldn't be. That would be on par for you, dude. I'm gonna go against the grain here. It wasn't all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it was a terrible time.
You'd be like,
Must
oh,
be nice.
the $3 hot dog. It wasn't that good.
But yeah, I think the Central's the biggest shock. But Cass, I don't think it's super shocking for Boston. I think they're just finding their footing. They pick it back
They
up.
looked. I mean, they did play Philly and they did play Seattle, and they looked very good in both the games. Back-to-back shutouts. I mean, I know those two teams aren't anything special, but I mean, the Bruins have looked better. Like I said, I probably would have had a little bit more of a meltdown today if they lost either one of those, and the way that they lost to Carolina didn't look good. But as always, you like when you get blown out and you show a little bit of fight back. And you know, the Bruins are a bigger, not necessarily slower, but they are a bigger team now. They did get rid of DeBrusque. You know, DeBrusque was a speedster, and they got Zadorov, who's a little bit more Zdeno Chara, mopier, you know, stuff like that. But it's going to be interesting to see what the next week looks like for them. Like I said, they beat Philly and Seattle. Now they're playing Toronto Tuesday, Calgary, who's been kind of red hot as well, and then Ottawa. So those, I think Toronto and Calgary will give me a little bit more peace of mind, depending on how both those games go. And
You know,
kind of,
I will say Calgary, their goaltender situation has been a little shocking to me. Like they're actually playing fairly well.
well, I used to. I mean, Vladar was down in Providence for years, and he was a very sound goalie. He's a big boy too. I think he's over 6'6", if I'm not mistaken. And
He played
And
really
as-
well the other night.
yeah, and as we probably all know, Dustin Wolf has been like goal of the year for the last like 10 years down in the AHL. So it's obvious that kid's got talent too. So it was only a matter of time before he got called up and kind of worked with it. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll kind of.
Thing.
Yeah.
Amanda, anything else you want to talk about?
Oh my God, the Canes beat the Bruins 8-2. Oh my God.
Canes
How
are
was
on a
that?
winning
Good?
streak. So, since Cass wants
Nice.
to know how great we
So,
are, I'll continue.
The long
Freddie
story
Anderson
short,
injured
long story
already.
short, Amanda's shocked that the Canes are winning. That's good.
It was a little touch and go with as many people as the Canes lost. Yes.
Yeah, I'm shocked they're doing as well as they have been.
It's because everyone, not just like on the podcast, but like listening to NHL radio, everyone there talking about how like yes, the Canes will still be good, but they're definitely going to drop it like into a wild card spot to get into the playoffs. So seeing how well they're doing now, like now that they've had these first like full month to really gel as a team. hopeful.
They're sitting 1 point behind New York with a game in hand. Uh-oh, Jesse.
I bet you all the Bruins have March 6th circled on the calendar for the next time they play the Carolina Hurricanes.
I bet it's posted
You know
up
what's
in the
great?
locker room. It's like on
Yeah.
in their locker room.
Even
Pictures of Sebastian Aho.
Even after blown out 8-2, the Bruins still have a Eastern Conference Final win more frequently than Carolina Hurricanes. So suck it.
Real quick, you know how in the Freeze the Puck chat the other day I was talking shit about Jonathan Huberdeau and then he like immediately scored a goal. So here I was talking shit about Jeff Skinner. He scored for the Oilers tonight. I was talking how good Vladar was playing, and currently is 2-0 Oilers. So here we go, guys. If you have a player that you want to start playing well, talk shit about them, and they'll do that.
That Jamie Benn guy sucks, huh? Right, Tyson? Right?
He does. Yes, he does.
My wife says he looks like one of the killers from Bones.
When are we going to get a Tyson wife appearance, a Janelle appearance?
I mean, I can call her over and see if she wants to come say hi. I don't know if she'll like that being on the podcast live, but
just say, "Come here, I want to show you something at the computer, honey." Don't tell the camera.
Because what happens is when we hang this up, I got to go deal with it afterwards, and I'm not ready for that.
We don't. That's the best part. We don't.
That's why I think Olivia should have like 3 or 4 more pieces of candy before she goes to bed.
I mean, Amanda's already been yelling at her on the podcast without realizing she wasn't muted. So maybe.
Holy shit. Okay,
well,
do we have anything else to talk about tonight? Anything else surprising on the season?
I'm good.
That's it. Yeah.
I mean, I'm in despair with the Penguins, but yeah, I'm good otherwise.
Same as last year, so.
Make sure...
A little bit more of that good old tasty, you know? That same old.
Make sure you follow us on Facebook, X. We are at Top Shelf Dusters, or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. And you can email us, topshelfdusters@gmail.com. Send us any questions, whatever. Topics. Sometimes we need topics. But I think we're going to be back next week. We're back from our hiatus, so
yes, we are.
We'll see you soon. And thanks for joining.
Peace out.